Hey yo, it's Brian here. Today, talking about the San Francisco 49ers. In this one, final preview for the game against the Cincinnati Bengals. That is happening tomorrow, 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time in Cincinnati. I'm excited for this matchup. I hope you guys are as well. I mean, two great teams that are wildly inconsistent. Both teams can be on the very high and the very low. And hopefully the 49ers can come out on top after losing to a heartbreaking loss to Seattle last week. I mean, I'm still demoralized from that. I don't know how the heck that happens. We beat everybody. The Rams, the Vikings, all that, but we can't beat Seattle even when they're beat up in 3-8. They still have fight in them, but I mean they always play San Francisco like it's nothing, and they won the game. Russell Wilson, every time he plays the 49ers, it's like, it's a free win essentially. It is what it is. Going to move on from that. Wait for them next year. Maybe Wilson's not going to be there in 2022, but that's for another time. We're talking about this game against Cincinnati. Joe Burrow and company. Very good offense, improving defense. I mean, this is a matchup that I'm looking forward to. It's kind of like the Vikings game a few weeks ago where it was a lot of hype, in my opinion, and a lot of great things to look forward to, and the game did not disappoint at all. That was a really fun matchup, and I'm hoping we get another fun matchup this week against Cincy, this time with another win. Before I get started, per usual, want to mention Demaryius Thomas, wide receiver for the Denver Broncos, former wide receiver. Unfortunately, he passed away a day or two ago at the age of 33. Wow, that is very young right there. This is a heartbreaking loss for everybody in the NFL community and Bronco Country, so if you're a Bronco fan, happen to watch this video, yeah, I feel for y'all. I mean, I've watched him the whole time in Denver, his time with Tim Tebow, Peyton Manning, and then after that a little bit, and then he moved on to other teams. But that stretch with Peyton Manning, that was a dominant receiver years that I've seen since, I guess, Randy Moss. I know that's a little overshooting that, but at the same time, he was very dominant when Peyton was there. He also was very good when Tim Tebow was there, too. I mean, that 80-plus yard touchdown in overtime, the fastest overtime in NFL history, that was amazing right there. And, yeah, that's the most fond memories I have about Demaryius in his whole career with Denver. It was very big highs. They won the Super Bowl in 2015 against the Panthers. I know, the hometown team, right, for me. He had a great career, and he could be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know. That's a little too early to tell, but I'm hoping that he might be eventually getting into the Hall of Fame. He had a really great career in the Denver Broncos and Bronco Country, so I'm feeling for y'all. Rest in peace, Demaryius, and hopefully your family is trying to cope with this as much as they can, and that's all I gotta pretty much say. Rest in paradise, and hopefully everything's okay in Bronco Country. I know you guys are gonna be representing him tomorrow on Sunday. Let's get back to the video. 49ers versus Bengals. Let's talk about this. All right, so injury report. I'm a little concerned because Elijah Mitchell looked like he's probably not going to be available to play this game. Deebo Samuel, I don't know. I mean, a lot of indications that he's practicing, he's doing a little bit, but I don't know if I really trust that, to be honest with you. I don't think he might play tomorrow. I think they might sit him out just for a little bit, but I think this might be a game day decision, so we'll see what they can do in terms of that. Debo might want to get back on the field. We kind of missed him against Seattle last week, but if he misses this game and he comes back for the rest of the games healthy for the rest of the season, then I'm okay with that if he misses tomorrow's game. But I hope they don't rush him back. Last year they tried that. He tried that against Washington last year, and it did not work out. The first play in that game, he had a nice little rush, but he got hurt in the first play, so I don't want that to happen if that's the case. But I'm hoping that he's available to play as 100% as he can. And yeah, he's the MVP of our offense. Without him, the offense doesn't click as much. And I'm hoping that he can make a comeback against Cincinnati. But if he's not ready, then I'm totally fine with that. If that meant having him for the rest of the season healthy in 2021. Other guys to step up for the running back position, you got JaMycal Hasty. I don't even know if he's available too. I mean, everybody's getting hurt. I think Jeff Wilson Jr., he might be the top guy for the 49ers this week. It looks like he's the most healthiest guy that we have right now. I think they signed a running back named Brian Hill, if I can't recall. But yeah, I mean, the running backs are just beat up. I just don't understand why these backs keep getting beat up in the ways that they have been beating up. When you look at Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, those guys, unfortunately, they got hurt, but they got a lot of the carries, the majority of the carries when they were in Carolina and Tennessee. But the 49ers, they rarely use every running back like a full-timer unless you're just very hot in that game. And for some reason, they just keep getting hurt. Maybe it's just the way that Kyle Shanahan runs the offense. Maybe it's the way that they have to be physical, get between the tackles, and just run all day. I don't know. I really don't understand why 4 or 5 running backs that we use running back by committee, they're still getting hurt. That puzzles me to this day for the past few years, ever since they ran the system. But it is what it is. They can just make any nobody running back and make them into a great player, essentially. I mean, Mitchell, he was a 6th, 7th round draft pick, and he's having the rookie year of the year for him, minus missing any games. So, that's a positive right there. The system is always effective, but it does suck to see somebody with a lot of momentum like him get hurt and be out for a little bit. I just don't like seeing that at all. And the injury bug is affecting the 49ers right now in the worst timing possible because, I mean, to see these guys go in and out of the lineup, wow, I do not want this season to end the way it did in 2020 where just everybody was hurt on injured reserve. I mean, we've seen a lot of teams on injured reserve like the Baltimore Ravens. They've been very decimated. They have no corners essentially, but the 49ers, they might be creeping up there in terms of that. I'm hoping the 49ers can take care of their bodies as much as they can. Yes, there's a couple of free accidents like the Deebo Samuel one. That was just an absolute freak one against Minnesota, but I'm hoping they can get out of this game unscathed and alive and well, and that's all I could pretty much ask for, right? So 49ers, in order to beat the Bengals, I think the biggest thing they have to do is get to Joe Burrow. Bosa said he wants to sack him as much as you can because apparently they're really good friends. So nothing like beating your best friend, right? I don't know if they're best friends, but whatever. As long as they can get to him as much as they can. The offensive line is very porous for the Bengals, so this could be a very good opportunity for the 49ers defensive line to get to him, and they can't get to the quarterback against Seattle. Russell Wilson, they were able to get to him quite a bit, minus those two roughing the passer calls, which is just damn why. But looking at their defensive line, they can't get to the quarterback, and I'm hoping they do. Cornerbacks, always a big concern. I honestly don't even know who's the starting cornerback for the 49ers this week. It's always in and out of the lineup as well. I mean, I think Emmanuel Moses is going to be out for a few weeks. That's a big loss right there. He's our top corner for this season after Jason Verrett getting hurt week 1. I mean, Josh Norman, he can make some plays, but he's a big liability in coverage right there, so you get a jack of all trades right there. Demontre Lenore, I think he has potential. I think you have to throw him in the fire even more. I know that sounds very risky to do. That sounds crazy for me to say, but at the same time, that's how you learn in the NFL is repetition, playing in actual games and learning from those mistakes. And he has had not the best games of his life being in the lineup, not in the starting lineup, but just playing because people were injured. But I think he could be a very good corner. We saw a lot of promise in him in the offseason and in the preseason as well. I just think he needs more playing time in order to be that quote-unquote shutdown corner that we think he can be, but we'll see. Demaryius Thomas, I haven't seen him on the field as a cornerback yet. He's a pretty good special teams player, but I want to see him more in the cornerback position. I don't know why Kyle Shanahan is just holding him back in terms of playing. I mean, what's the worst you can do? Everybody's hurt. You might as well start him a little bit. So, I mean, I've always said this all year long. The cornerback position, they're going to have to address this in the NFL draft or free agency, something like that, because it's absolutely ridiculous to 49ers to get a lot of big plays being made by the other offense and also defensive pass interferences. Those are very annoying, and I'm hoping that they can clean it up for the offseason in 2022. But the way it's happening, it's going to be a while. We've always had trouble in the secondary, even when that 2019 year, when we had that Super Bowl run, there was a little bit of trouble there. But, it's just what it is for the 49ers. They don't like to address it, and I hope they do learn their lesson for 2022. All right, so 49ers, I'm still picking them to win this game against Cincinnati. I think the way that the team can play when healthy, yes, they can win this game pretty good. And plus, this is a quote-unquote East Coast game, kind of, so they do kind of well on the East Coast. I'm looking forward to that. 49ers, just win this game. You're going to have to win as many games as possible. Minnesota just beat Pittsburgh on Thursday Night Football, so you got to keep up with them. Although we do have the tiebreaker with them. That's a really good news right there. Still, I want to win as many games as possible and ensure a playoff spot at least. I mean, if they miss the playoffs, then I think some people might be losing their jobs for the 49ers if they do indeed miss the postseason in 2021. All right, that's it, guys. Please let me know what you guys think about the 49ers and Bengals game. I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say in the comments below. And good luck to the 49ers, good luck to the Bengals, but hopefully the 49ers come out with the win. I'll see you guys after the game. Bye, guys. Love y'all. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day. Get this win, please.